Hello and welcome to the Africa Hub for Sustainable Creative Economies Knowledge Hub, Nairobi. My name is Ogake Mosomi and I'm the lead of the AHSE Nairobi Fashion Hub at the University of Nairobi. I'm here today with Abel Kamau from the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. Abel will be sharing his experience as an intermediary in the fashion and textile industry with us, unpacking the work of KAM, what motivates him in his role, and sharing his thoughts on the key knowledge, skills, and values needed to become a good intermediary.
My name is Abel Kamau. I'm the Trade and Policy Manager at the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. I have a background in manufacturing industry and textile engineering, and I've been working with KAM for the past 8 years, and previously I was working still in the manufacturing space around other sectors as well. KAM is a Kenya Association of Manufacturers, is a business membership organization, present players in the value addition industry. So essentially people who take one input and transform it into another output through a value addition process. We've categorized these value adders in 14 different sectors. For instance, we have the textiles and apparels, the leather and footwear, plastics and allied, plus other such sectors which are distinct value chains that the manufacturers play part in. Our core role is to advocate for a good business environment for the manufacturing sector. And as such, we are engaged with the government at national, at regional, at county levels, and also at the global stage, just to ensure that we advance the manufacturing interest. We also provide technical support to manufacturers, be it in process design, in business design, in process layout, in manufacturing layout, capacity building within various manufacturing sectors. We also do provide business advisory on various areas, technical areas related to the manufacturing sector. And over and above that, we also offer farm level interventions. This is for companies that have specific needs that need an intermediary to come in and provide some form of assistance. So we do consider ourselves as a resource to the manufacturing sector, offering a pool of resources where different manufacturers within a common sector can find a common resource that will be able to advance their interests. My role mainly focuses on 4 main areas. The first one is on trade and trade development, and this involves negotiations in bilateral and unilateral engagements between Kenya and third parties, and advancing the interest of manufacturing sector in such engagements. So just for instance, part of what we always engage in under these trade bilaterals and trade negotiations is AGOA, which is an essential trade agreement for the textiles and apparel sector, which I think is relevant to this discussion, as Kenya is one of the largest exporters of garments under the AGOA program, the African Growth and Opportunities Program. Other platforms which our members and manufacturers are taking advantage of include the current African Continental Free Trade Area, which is still part of the ongoing negotiations, with textiles and apparels being one of the pending sectors which we are yet to agree on as Africans. We do have the East African Community, COMESA, and the European Union, which are all trade arrangements that the sectors are looking forward to. We also offer in the trade and policy role, we also offer standardization and custom support. This is for companies and sectors that are looking and seeking support on developing standards that facilitate trade. And we come in as an intermediary to ensure that we are able to link up these manufacturers and the standards development bodies and create a standard that is for the manufacturing sector that would really facilitate trade and not hinder trade. Then in the course of trading, there are those challenges with regard to market access, for instance, non-tariff barriers and technical barriers to trade, and we come in also to support it from that role. Then we have issues around illicit trade, around logistics. So for instance, if a company or a brand is having challenges with counterfeits, a brand is having issues with IP infringement, that is also part of what we intervene in within this role. And also the whole ecosystem around import and export, which is the logistics bit of it. By extension, we also do work with the sectors a lot. For instance, I've been working with the textiles and apparel sector, providing technical technical support to that sector, and also providing representation within that sector as also a focal point and a focal point of work within the role. We also do run a program called the Sustainable Trade Initiative, which focuses on ensuring that we are able to create a sustainable and competitive textiles and apparel sector. And this is in line with ensuring that the textile sector also grows sustainably, and we are able to avert the challenges and the mistakes which Asia had when they were developing their value chains before. So maybe in a summary, that's maybe what I do within my current role. I think what I like most is that it's not monotonous. I can wake to something new, something different, something exciting every day. And as such, it's always a learning experience. You're always on your toes and always looking for a totally different experience every day. So that's one really exciting thing about this role. Then over and above that, I think I do love and like the manufacturing space. And I'm always fascinated when creation happens, though artificially, through the act of value addition. And as such, I do enjoy the manufacturing space. I do enjoy the creation which happens within it, the development of fascinating products altogether. And basically, I think it's through these small actions, small activities that we are doing that we are changing the world, maybe slowly by slowly. And at least giving people maybe some sense of livelihood and also a meaning to life altogether. First of all, I think over that space, years, we've seen Kenya rise to be the largest exporter of textiles and apparels under the AGOA program. And this has been characterized by reinvestments and new investments which have been happening in export-related sectors. Within this time, I've also seen many startups come up, and many brands also do come up and grow, which is also a very exciting within the sector. Over this space also, we've seen also new entrants come in. Big entrants, they might not be the small-scale entrepreneurs, and this has really been exciting for the sector as well. Then we've seen the continuous engagement with the public sector. They seem to be more listening to the private sector, which I think is a plus if it is sustained and deliberate action is made to ensure that the policy space is really addressed. We are guaranteed to see the textiles and apparel sector take off, and Kenya become at least a powerhouse within the African continent, specifically with regard to manufacturing of textiles and apparels. Yeah, and I think I'm seeing more and more young people get into this space, more homegrown companies coming up, and this is really exciting. So I think the future is really bright for this sector within Kenya. First of all, the key thing is that one needs to be a good listener, because for you to intervene in anything, you need to first fully understand the context and the needs of your audience and of your clients. So that's really critical. Then secondly, one really needs to take time and understand the subject which he or she is dealing with, at least has some technical background within the sector. Also the willingness to learn and continuously learn on what is growing within the sector is really important to ensure that that you're able to be of service, and your service is functional to both your clients and your target audience. And then lastly, I think one must always be open to learn. I think over the period I've been with CAM and also my past period, I've seen the sector evolving over time. And I think what was maybe upheld some years back is no longer maybe what is being upheld right now. So I think one must always be open to change and open to learning. For anyone who's wishing to get into the sector, I think there are numerous opportunities around it. And I think we should be bold enough to start whatever maybe we've always had within our wish list and within our bucket list.